G'day, I'm Nick Laidlaw, and this is a two-part series focusing on some movement for surfers. It's not the first time you would have seen me talking about surfing and movement intertwined and my love for them all, and it won't be the last. There might be some concepts that we've explored before, but yeah, I'm just taking a fresh approach to it and just want to illuminate where I think some gold might be to help you get more out of your time in the water. Over the last 15 years, I've been an avid surfer, starting from as a pro junior career, and I'm just a full-time frother now. Love surfing when the waves are nice and juicy. Love getting barreled. I love putting my body on the line. And from the people that I work with, all the way from people on the WQS, professional free surfers, world-class big wave surfers, avid punters all around. They're the people I love and train the most, as people from their, my 9-year-old's my youngest client, and I've got a 75-year-old as my oldest surfer client. And my goal for them is to help them get the most out of their time in the water and to have the most fun, to share the most froth. And I think that's what's, leading to making the world a better place, is more happy people. And I'm really invested in elite surfing and helping people achieve their goals, but even more so helping people have more fun in the ocean, because I think that's where it's at. Okay, team, welcome back. So in this section, the part 2 of the movement for surfers, we're going to be working on stability and strength. So the first part's working on mobility, getting ourselves into positions without getting injured and making ourselves nice and pliable for when the worst happens. The next part feeds into it, strength. It's the other side of the spectrum. We need both, and I've spoken about that in a previous episode. We need the nice balance, and your nice balance between strength and mobility. With strength, and with anything, when choosing sport-specific exercises, I go through a little movement analysis of what's involved in the sport of surfing, okay? So we've got a set of primal patterns, which Paul Chek derived, which is a set of movement patterns that we need in order to survive in this day and age, or in our world, or that our cavemen would have needed to do and our men and women need to do today. So that involves squatting, lunging, bending, pulling, pushing, twisting, as well as the gait pattern, which is from walking all the way to running. So if we analyse surfing, so what are we doing? We're paddling our board, that's a pull. We're getting to our feet, that's a push. We're standing up on a surfboard, that's a squat. Some of us might be turning our surfboard, that's a twist. So I want to get those patterns involved in a condensed and really movement-rich exercise series of movements that nourishes our mind and body and our nervous system as a whole. So I'm going to show you the first one. It's called a rotational squat. So this was derived from the legends at Fighting Monkey, Rootless Root, who I've done some study with. They're amazing athletes, amazing martial artists, amazing dancers, and very forward free thinkers. So if you feel like checking out their page, they're friggin' amazing and really good teachers. So this is derived from traditional Chinese medicine as a Tai Chi exercise, and I'm kind of adapting it to what we will. So I'm gonna, if I'm standing square, tail tucked under, spine long, turn my right foot in, turn my left foot out. I'm all about this line, keeping the weight on my outside of my foot and the heel. Hands are on my hips to offset, so that I can't offset my balance. I'll just show you a couple, then I'll talk about it. We go. Turn one foot in, turn one foot out. Twist, we'll go to my opposite shoulder. Rotate, in, out, twist, looking over the shoulder, getting that nice twist pattern happening. So you do about 4 or 5 aside, nice and slow. Press the weight through that leading heel. Allow your spine to flex, so it doesn't have to be in perfect postural neutrality. And slow and thick movement. So that encompasses the twisting motion and the squatting motion, plus it gets us strong in a non-linear sense, which is kind of what real life has to offer us. We're not training or living in straight lines, so we wouldn't practice that. So that's the rotational squat. Second exercise is the gymnastics push-up. So in essence, if we're to break down the pop-up, or which I like to refer to as the slide-up, I don't think it's a pop-up, and it's not designed to be done and rushed as quick as you possibly can. It's actually a smoothly executed kind of series of movement patterns that we want. So it's an extension of the spine, it's a rotation of the upper back, and then it's a pulling forward of our feet through our hands. And we go from there. So one nice exercise to mimic that is, which I like, is the gymnastics push-up. Don't need too much space, but more space is better. Toes untucked, hands under the shoulders, head down, squeeze the glutes, drag your feet towards your hands, and then if you had a bit of room, you'd walk forward, but for the sake of today, I'll start it again. Elbows in, head down, squeeze the butt, hips up high, looking towards my feet, holding integrity in the upper body. If that's just, you look at that, that's just not happening, that's great, because we've got to start somewhere. So where most people start is from the squat position, walk their hands forward as far as they possibly can, until you can't walk your hands any further forward. And then your feet walk forward to catch up with your hands. Nice and light, nice and bouncy. And then you repeat that. And even again, if that looks too much for you, how about playing around with the position? Downward dog, bit of a plank, elbows in, and we're back to kind of doing a little bit of a yoga movement pattern that it's all going to feed into that same really nourishing movement pattern that's going to keep us strong and stable. And then the third one, the pull, I'm going to show you with the most traditional type of pull, which is a pull-up, and then we're going to go from there. So with the pull-up, people often ask me, hands over, hands under. If you were to paddle like this, I'd say hands under, but we don't. So we paddle like this. It's harder to do. It's people's less favoured modality of doing a pull-up. It's much more encompassing of a broader range of musculature than this pull-up. This is going to go biceps, shoulders, neck, and back, whereas if we go overhand, it's going to get all the forearm flexors that we need, a big range of back musculature, abdominals as well. And it's just I feel it has more carryover to the sport. So with a pull-up, breathing in, charge up that breath, hold that energy in, pull without bending my elbows first, spit the breath out at the top, slowly coming down. Slowly coming down. Whether you're going for power, you do it fast. If you're going for endurance, you do it slow. Whatever you are up to, this movement pattern is going to be serving you. And if chin-ups or pull-ups are not there on the menu for you just yet, a set of rings are a really good investment. They cost $50. They last for ages, and they're very adaptable piece of equipment that you can use in so many different contexts and so many different kind of heights and levels for it. So if the chin-up isn't happening for you today, start with a pull-up. The further your feet back up, the easier the exercise. Lifting your chest, elbows in, and the harder you want it, the more you get under it. And then just for a bit of a treat, another fun variation, which makes it, again, I think more so specific, is to involve the lower body. Drive up with the hips and expand, slowly coming back down. So, 3 movement patterns. It's not all-encompassing, but for a quick vid to give you some inspiration and information to help you get more out of your time in the ocean, I hope that helps. Enjoy.